Hi, welcome to my channel again. So in this session, we are going to discuss about the Amazon Elastic Container Service. So this is a part one. So in this session, I'm going to discuss about what is an ECS and the difference between EKS and ECS. Also, I will show you a task which is setting up ECS by setting up an Nginx on ECS. So first you should know about the ECS. So ECS you might have already heard, which is the Elastic Container Service, which is offered by the Amazon Web Services. So this is a fully managed container orchestration tool. So it allows you to run, manage Docker containers on a cluster of virtual machines, which is nothing but the EC2 instances. So with ECS, you can easily deploy, manage, and scale your containerized applications using the console, AWS console. So for that, you can use the AWS CLI or the API. ECS supports both Fargate and EC2 launch types. And ECS also integrates with the other AWS services such as Elastic Load Balancing, Auto Scaling, and VPC, allowing you to build a scalable and highly available application. So overall, ECS is a powerful and flexible container orchestration service. So which can help you simplify the deployment and management of container applications in AWS. And EKS also you might have already heard. EKS and ECS are both provided by the AWS. EKS is where EKS is the Elastic Kubernetes Service and ECS is a container service. So both are provided by the AWS. ECS is based on centralized architecture where there is a control plane that manages scheduling of containers on EC2 instance. On the other hand, EKS is based on distributed architecture where Kubernetes control plane is distributed across the EC2 instance. So this you can go through the blog and can check all this what is the Kubernetes support and scaling and flexibility community. All of this you can search there. It is so scaling is nothing but to automatically scale your Kubernetes cluster based on the demand. So based on the traffic which is coming on your Kubernetes clusters, you can scale according to them. Whereas ECS requires you to configure scaling policies for your task and services and flexibility. EKS provides more flexibility than ECS. So in terms of the container orchestration, so as it allows you to customize and configure the Kubernetes to meet your specific requirements. And about the community, so Kubernetes has a large and active open source community, which means that EKS benefits from a wide range of community driven development and support. And in summary, we can say that EKS is a good choice if you want to use Kubernetes and to manage your containerized workloads on AWS, while ECS is a good choice if you want simpler and more managed platform for running your containerized application. EKS, if you have more number of containers, then you can use the EKS. If you have the simple container, which is very few containers, in that case you can go for the ECS. So this is the setup of the ECS. But let's just go through. So here we are setting up Nginx on ECS. First create a cluster, then navigate to ECS in AWS console like this below screen and go to the cluster tab and fill the details. So here you can see the option called clusters. After going to this ECS from the Amazon console, then you can just click on this cluster. Then you will get a create cluster option where you can just create and give the options. If you have the VPC which was already configured, you can just directly select that, or you can create a new VPC and the subnets also. This will be the cluster name. And then after that use the default settings and create the cluster. After everything gets completed, then you can just create that cluster. Now the cluster got created that you can see here in the cluster screen inside the AWS ECS. Yeah, that's all about Amazon Elastic Container Service and the difference between the EKS and ECS, and what are the benefits on using the EKS and ECS and setting up Nginx on ECS. So we have just created the container, and the next part, continuation of this part, I will be going to explain you in the next section. So I have just explained you up to setting up Nginx on ECS. The continuation I will show you in the next section. This is all about the ECS, difference between EKS and ECS, and setting up Nginx on ECS. Thanks for watching. So if you want to go through this blog, you can check that from this link which I will be keeping in the description box. And thanks for watching.